You're listening to the 88.3 FM, WXUT, Toledo's only alternative. Currently, it's 11:07 a.m. We are broadcasting live from the top of Parks Tower in Toledo, Ohio. My name is Jeremiah Jefferson, and welcome to the Vibin with JJ show. Hoping everyone's having a good day today. You know, it's pretty chilly outside. Been crazy busy past few days. Just getting ready for it's basically my last week of school, and next week is basically my graduation. So it's crazy time. Just make sure to enjoy every last moments for these next few days and just everything in that situation. And so there was no show last week. Had this Thanksgiving and stuff like that to do, and then I had to work and everything like that. So I had no time to go onto the show or do anything. But I'm happy to be back for this episode, and we got 2 more episodes left, which is just crazy. I remember doing this episode back in September. And talking about sports and everything, having all the guests that's been on the show, it's been a true blessing, and I've had fun talking about sports and everyone wants to give my reactions. We got a lot of stuff to talk about because there's a lot of things that happened this past weekend, but we have a very special guest. I'm happy to have this guest. I'm about to say she's a big sports fan, so I was like, you can hop on the show and have you. Everyone say hello to my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hey.
How you doing?
Not bad.
That's good. I guess if you kind of want to give like an intro to like yourself, like who you like and all that stuff, you can.
All right. Hey, I'm Nadia. I'm Jeremiah's mom. Big sports fan. I don't really have a favorite NBA team, but I do follow or love LeBron James, the greatest of all times, undebatable. Just don't even start. And then college football. Don't really have a college football team that I love, but I'm always going for Michigan because I love Michigan. I rep Michigan. What up, though?
Boo.
And my favorite NFL team is absolutely 100% the Cincinnati Bengals. Who They Nation, stand up. And I'm happy to be here. Vibin with JJ.
Yes. I feel like I've talked smacked about the Bengals the most, and you've called at least one time or said something at least like 2 times every time I said something. So it's always it's always good to talk smack about them. But I'm happy to have you on the show. I'm gonna say my dad was on it. Now you're on it. So I'm happy that you had time to join the show.
Yeah, I'll be better than him.
You'll be better than him? Oh, okay. I got you. All right. And Dad, if you're listening, she says she's going to be better than you. So let's see how it goes. And then if you want to call to the studio, the number is 419-530-4455. Again, 419-530-4455. So got a lot of stuff to talk about. I guess I'm about to say before we talk about that, I guess I wanted to ask how would you describe your Thanksgiving? I mean, we celebrate Thanksgiving. How would you describe your Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful. Relaxing, ate a lot, watched a lot of good sports. It was a good sports weekend. Like all the games were good. It's just a good time. Good time.
Yeah, and it was my cheat weekend, so I get to eat all that food and stuff like that. So I did nothing but eat food and just sleep and watch games. So
that's good living.
Basically, yeah. So, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about within all the college football, NFL, and the NBA. So we'll get right into them. First, we're going to start with college football, and the big first development that happened is Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss's head coach, has agreed to leave Ole Miss to go to LSU. This thing has been taking place throughout like most part of the season. I think ever since like week 9, week 10, like there's been like story of like, is he going to extend his contract? Is he going to like do anything to? What's he going to say? Is he going to leave the LSU, one of these programs opening up? And so people been following about it. And then it came to like this weekend where he said that he'd make a decision on Friday. Then he would say he would make a decision on Saturday. And then he said he'll make his decision like Sunday morning. I'm like, we basically know you're about to leave. You might as well just say it. So, but he's going to LSU for a pretty big contract, and it's just crazy how he coached his team to basically the college football playoffs, and he's leaving right in the middle. Like, I feel like that shouldn't be allowed, like how the NFL does it. But I don't know how you feel about people like ditching their team like that.
I feel like it's okay because nobody's going to make you stay at your job if somebody offers you a better job. So, I mean, he's going to be making $91 million, his contract, second highest paid coach. Like, and it's a clause in there. So he's going to a team LSU's not doing great. If he doesn't turn it around and they say, okay, you're fired, he still gets 80% of his money. So that's a win. I mean, and then the other thing is, if he does get there and turns it around, they're going to be like, oh, this is the best move. Like, you the greatest coach, and that opens up more possibilities for him, more money. So, I mean, you got to think about yourself, your family first. And, coaches are in here. They want to win, but they also want to make money just like everybody else. So, I mean, it's a business. Every NFL, college, all that, it's all a business, and everybody wants to get paid. So,
yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. It's just he's still making money, and his team is super good, and they're 11-1. They're ranked 6th, and so I don't know. I would rather just stay, because I can build the program up even more and win championship. Like the Ole Miss, who's to say they don't win a national championship?
Yeah, but I heard he took some of his offensive coaches with him. So. I mean, and they could still win, but I mean, if they wanted them that bad, they could have said, "Hey, we'll match their price."
Yeah.
So
true.
maybe they feel like they could do it without them.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, possibly. Time will tell. But I know that when he was leaving Ole Miss, he got booed by all the fans there. So, hey, I'm about to say he's enemy number one down there in Mississippi. So. So that was a crazy move that happened, and hey, we'll see what happens with LSU and what goes down. And something else that happened, I'm about to say this just happened like this morning, so it's kind of like I didn't plan for this to be on there, but Ohio State's offensive coordinator Brian Hartline is going to USF to be the head coach down there, and it kind of sucks because Ohio State's offense has always been like good every single year, and he's been really good, and it's one of the main reasons why we always have like good wide receivers each year and everything like that. And so he's offensive coordinator, so it sucks to see him leave. I wish he could stay, but this is one of those things where you grow out of a situation and you move on to the next level somewhere. So I don't know. We'll see how they bounce back, and I'll say Ohio State should be fine. I hope he's able to like stay as a coach until the rest of the season.
Is he going to finish the season out?
That I don't know. I was about to say I'll have to see, but I hope he can finish out the season because he's really good at like calling plays and stuff like that. So I feel like if we continue to play well, I'm gonna say they should let him still stay there until the end of the season. Yeah. So hopefully. So we'll see. But we can talk about some of these games that happened. The first game that we can talk about since we watched it this past Saturday at where is it at again?
The Parlay in Detroit.
The Parlay in Detroit. Okay, yeah, we watched it at Parlay Detroit, which it was a good time there. But we watched Ohio State dominate Michigan 27-9. Ohio State beats Michigan for the first time since 2019. Michigan won 4 straight games against Ohio State. And it was really great to finally see Ohio State beat Michigan. Because if they would have lost, this would have been one of the most disappointing losses I've ever seen of Ohio State team. But credit to Ohio State for staying composed and pushing through the game. At first, when Michigan got the ball first, and Jordan Marshall ran the ball for 40 yards or something like that, I was getting flashbacks. I was like, oh, shoot, is this about to happen? I told Dad, before that, I was like, we got to just make sure that we stop the run. And then the first play, he broke off for 40 yards, and I was starting to get PTSD. I was like, not again. Is this about to be 5 years in a row? But after that, and then yeah, Michigan, they basically scored 3 points. And Julian saying, like, on the first time he threw an interception, I'm like, this is about to be a repeat of the past 4 years. It's about to be the 5th year in a row. But Ohio State, they played really, really good defense throughout the whole game. I mean, at first they had that first few drives, but they played really good defense. And Julian Sain had 3 touchdowns and interception. They ran the ball really good with Bojack. He had more than 100 yards. And then Cardinal Tate, Jeremiah Smith both had a touchdown each. So Ohio State offense looked really good against Michigan at Michigan in the snow, which when you think of like it being snowing and like stuff like that, you think of favor like Michigan and stuff like that. But credit to Ohio State for staying to compose, their defense playing well and getting out there, locking in, showing why they're the number 1 team. What was your, since you watched the game, what did you see out of that? Or what was your reaction to the game?
I feel like Michigan, they started off hot. You know what I mean? Their defense was holding up and, they were running the ball. And it seemed like you said, Ohio State couldn't stop them. And then Ohio State, after halftime, like they made adjustments, stopped the run. And then Michigan's defense just went away. It was like they stayed in the locker room or something. And that last half was just all dominated on both sides by Ohio State. So they did a good job. We'll see, how they do next week. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. But they a solid team. I mean, like they always say, like just good on both sides. The complete package. They got it all. So yeah, it's a tough team.
Yeah, and I saw a stat that said that this is the first time a team has allowed under 20 points through 12 games since the 1975 Florida Gator team. They're only allowing like 7 points per game on defense. So currently right now, Ohio State defense is, like I've been saying each week, and now they're one of the best defenses of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Because basically they have everyone on the defensive line from King Curry to Kane McDonald to their linebacker, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese to Davidson Manuson, James McClain, and then especially Caleb Downs, which he's probably the best defensive player in the country. So, Julian, I'm going to say Ohio State, they have one of the best defenses right now, and it's going to be kind of hard for teams to like score on them because they're like good at every levels. And then their defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots. So he's basically seen everything when it comes to like how teams play because they played in the Super Bowl so many times. And so he's used to seeing everything. So basically, the Ohio State basically runs like an NFL defense.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. So we're credit for Ohio State for pulling it out and getting a really good win coming into this week, which we'll talk about in a second. And as for Michigan, like you were saying, they had control of the game like in the first like 5 minutes or so. Like Jordan Marshall ran the ball on the first play, which gave me PTSD at first. And then Bryce Underwood was able to move with the football. And so they were going down. And I know they kicked like field goals, but the first few minutes of the game, they looked really good. And they were looking like they're going to be like possibly pulling it out. But they just struggled and kind of like, I feel like went to sleep like right after that. It was just tough for them to do anything throughout the second half and most of the second quarter. They just got dominated by Ohio State's offense and defense, and they couldn't really do anything. And Bryce Underwood, he only had like under 100 yards in an interception. I'm about to say, if your quarterback's throwing under 100 yards, you're not going to win the game.
And it's his first time playing against Michigan. He's a freshman, right? So, I mean, that composure is going to come with time. This was a big game for him. So, you could just see the inexperience there, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw this people calling Bryce Underwood. They say they called him Bryce Underwear after that game. I seen that. I died laughing. I was about to say, I showed Layla and Dad, and they started busting out laughing. I was like, now that's crazy. That just made me laugh like super hard. So I just had to share that. But he's a true freshman. He'll get better with time and stuff like that. So, and this is a young Michigan team with like mostly freshmen and sophomores. So they'll get better from this.
Yeah,
but
we'll be back next year. Go blue.
Boo. No one likes that. But I'm gonna say we'll see what happens. But credit to Ohio State for getting a really big win, and for Michigan looking to obviously with that loss they're now out of the college football playoff rankings system, and so they're hoping to win their bowl game and get ready for next season.
Yeah.
So, next game, Texas defeats Texas A&M 27-17. It was a really impressive game for Texas. They're kind of be able to control the ball. They were able to run the ball really good with Quintravion Wiesner. He had more than 100 yards. Arch Manning, he did what he could out there to win the game, and Texas defense played really good. Marcel Reed for Texas A&M had 2 interceptions. He didn't really play that well. He was the leading rusher and everything, and they couldn't really get anything going. I mean, there was a point where Marcel Reed got injured for he had to sit out playing. So you're like, is he about to be out the whole game? I mean, he came back in and stuff, but Texas took control of the game, and that was a really good win by Texas. And for Texas A&M, tough loss for them. I mean, they got moved down to 7, but they'll still make the playoffs though, since they only have 1 loss. And so Texas, I don't know. I'm gonna say that was a good win. They've had wins against Oklahoma, and now Texas A&M was a good wins. But I feel like when it comes to Arch Manning, he's had an up and down year this year, and so I feel like with more time, maybe a good 2 more years, they can develop into something better, because they're expecting him to be the best quarterback in college football because he's related to Peyton and Eli Manning.
Yeah, he's still got time.
Yeah, so he's still got time, but they gave him all this pressure saying he's the Heisman and stuff like that and everything like that. And so, how do you feel about him?
I feel like he getting better each game. He get a little better. He protects the ball. He'll run when nothing's open, throwing it out of bounds, not causing a lot of turnover. So that's key. Is if you can hold up under pressure. That's pretty good. On the other end, Texas A&M, their quarterback Reed, he's thrown 10 interceptions. You know what I mean? You can't win, and even in this past game, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's surprisingly, it didn't lose by more than what they did, you know. So protecting the ball is key. So like I said, Manning seems like he protects the ball, doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, knows when to run, knows when to throw it. He had 70 rushing yards this game or something like that. So
yeah, basically.
I mean, he playing solid. Just don't make mistakes and just getting better each year, each season. So
yeah. I'm gonna say so. Like I said, I feel like if he has more time and everything, I feel like he'll be really good for Texas. So we'll see what happens. But credit for Texas for the win, and Texas A&M. They'll make the playoffs, but they're looking to bounce back in the playoffs, whoever they face.
Yeah, they just got to tighten up on those turnovers. Mm-hmm. Their defense look good, though.
Yeah, it's true. Next game, I got 2 more game that I can react to. Ole Miss defeating Mississippi State. The only reason I want to talk about that is just to talk about the Ole Miss team in general. Currently, Ole Miss, the college football playoff rankings got released yesterday, and they're ranked number 6, and with Lane Kiffin leaving, and you said most of the coaches leaving and stuff like that, I don't know how it's going to affect them. Maybe this will build motivation towards them and motivate them to do really good this season. And I don't know. We'll have to see how they do.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Did they keep the playbooks? I was like, you're not taking these with you.
They probably did. I don't know. I would imagine they would, because they know what they're good at, what they're bad at. So I was gonna say. So I feel like Ole Miss, they should be fine, but losing your coach like that during the middle of the season, like that, I feel like the players gotta be betrayed in a way, because they're always 11-1. It's okay, we're going to have you do this, this, and this. And then he's like, oh, wait, guess what? I'm leaving in the middle of the season. So good luck. And then that's it all for me. So I know you say that it's a business, but I feel like just from the team aspect, the Ole Miss, the players, stuff like that, it's got to suck for them because it's in the middle.
It's going to take a toll for sure. I mean, just talking to new coaches and, them trying to throw you new plays to study real quick, and it's definitely gonna make a difference. So just about how well they adjust, and knowing the team that they are, standing on being true to themselves, and going out there and trying to not let the distractions stop them from how they know how to play.
Yeah,
they know how to play. They've done it all season. So
yeah. So we'll see. But they'll make the playoffs. They're ranked number 6, so they'll be in there. But we'll just see who they go up against and how they do for this season. So let's see what happens. And then the last game that we got to talk about that was major. Alabama survives Auburn's past weekend, 27-20. For the most part, I didn't really watch this game until the last few minutes of the game where it was really close and Alabama scored. But Alabama, they did enough to beat Auburn team, who fired their coach and has been up and down. I mean, it's a rivalry game, so when Alabama wins a rivalry game, you throw records out the window. It's always going to be a close game. But credit for Alabama, Ty Simpson. They had him throw a lot. He only had 122 passing yards, but they needed all those passing yards in order to win because he had 3 touchdowns. So they need all those yards in order to win the game as such. And so Alabama, they're ranked number 9 right now. And it's been a discussion if they'll make the playoffs or not because they're in the SEC championship. And if they have 3 losses, that'll be an interesting debate to see what they do. I feel like if you have 3 losses, you shouldn't make it, even though they beat a lot of good teams. I feel like if you have 3 losses, you shouldn't make it. But we'll see how it goes. But Alabama got a tough fought win against Auburn, and they're keeping their season alive. I don't know if you have any reaction towards this game or anything like that.
Not too much. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights. So, yeah. I don't know. Alabama's I feel like they doing better than they start. You know what I mean? They had a rough start. And I feel like they kind of gelling a little bit more now. Their defense coming together. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And we got a big game this Saturday. So I'm excited to talk about that. So we can now talk about the games that happened this past week, and we got our reaction to some of the main games that have happened. Now we can talk about some of the games that are coming up this upcoming Saturday. So the first game that I want to talk about, probably the biggest Big Ten championship game of all time. Oh, now you're just hating. I was about to say it. So Ohio State versus Indiana. Number 1 Ohio State versus number 2 Indiana. This is the first time a number 1 and number 2 team has faced each other in the Big Ten championship. So I think this might be the biggest Big Ten championship game of all time.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a really close game. When the matchup predictor is basically split 50-49 right now. And so both teams are undefeated. Both teams had battled through adversity. Well, Ohio State's kind of dominated this year, but Indiana's been battling through adversity, being good teams and everything like that, and bouncing back. And so, plus this will be in Indianapolis in the Colts stadium, so I feel like Indiana will have a home advantage. But I feel like Ohio State fans travel really well, so I don't know. I must say it's going to be an interesting atmosphere, and I'm totally excited who's going to win. I think it might be one of those last-minute fourth quarter type game, 27-24, and whoever makes the last mistake basically loses.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. I said, because they seem pretty similar. I mean, just as far as great defense, not having a lot of mistakes. Both got good running backs and wide receivers that's averaging about 900 yards. You know what I mean for the year. So I feel like it's going to be a tight matchup. I feel like it's going to be really close. And then is this true? Indiana hasn't beaten Ohio State dating back to 88. Since 1988. It says 30 years. Yeah.
Is that true?
That's wild.
Wait.
So
I'm doing this live right now. I'm about to look at it right now. Wait, is that? Let me see.
So, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a tight game. I feel it's going to be lots of defense. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be whoever doesn't make the mistake, least mistakes are the ones that's going to come out on top in this game.
Really? 1988?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, Indiana's going to win it. They're in Indiana. And like I said, they're matched so similarly. I only give the edge to Indiana because they haven't beat Ohio State in that long. They're playing in Indiana. It's gonna be a battle. So I'm gonna give Indiana the slight edge. My score is 17-13, Indiana.
I'm like paused right now because I did not know that 1988. That's crazy. I did not know that. Wow, that's insane to think about. that's like 47 years. That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, so
wow.
They're gonna want it.
Yeah, they're gonna want it. But you said you picked Indiana. I picked Ohio State. I feel like it's gonna be close. I said 27-24.
Okay.
It's gonna be close, like last minute, fourth quarter. Whoever wins like at like under a minute to go. That's how I feel like that game's gonna be. That might be game of the year.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
So I'm excited to see what happens.
Grab your popcorn.
Grab your popcorn. Grab your Reese's Pieces and put the Reese's Pieces in the popcorn. That's gonna be great. So I'm ready for that game. So we'll see what happens for that exciting game. The next game that's on the schedule, big one, BYU on number 11. BYU faces Texas Tech. I would say for BYU, they're looking to win this game because if they win this game, they'll be in the college football playoffs. But if BYU loses this game, they'll be out of the college football playoffs. So they're looking to win this game in order to keep their playoff hopes like automatically locked. Because if they slip out and lose this game, they're like right at 11. You need to be at 12 or 11. You need to be at 12 in order to get into the playoffs. If they lose this game, it's basically it'll be over for them. And Texas Tech has been really good the whole year. The defense has been like top 15. I've been saying on my show that Texas Tech last year, they weren't that good. They were like 122nd in defense, and now this year they're like top 15 in defense.
Yeah.
So that's a major improvement. So Texas Tech, the only loss that BYU has had this year is against Texas Tech. So we'll have to see what happens. But if I had to choose, I'm going with BYU. I don't know. Someone just told me that BYU is gonna pull out this game and make the playoffs. And I was about saying, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna have a good scopes on either of these teams, but I don't know. You can go off vibes and see who you think's gonna win.
I feel like BYU's running back, LJ Jackson, he's tough to stop. He got over 1,000 yards so far. That takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback. So, the quarterback don't have to throw as much. And their defense is solid. So I'm taking BYU. I'm gonna say 24-17.
Hey, nice. I can see that being the score. There's a lot of good games happening this weekend. I'm excited to see that. And then the last game that we were just talking about for the SEC championship. It seems like this is always a game in the SEC championship. Once again, it's Georgia, Alabama. Once again, I'll go with Alabama as well. Okay. I won't be able to give a score, but I'll say that I think Alabama will win the game. Okay. So I'm wrong. I'm going with you. All
right, twinning.
Yeah, exactly, twins. So those are all the college football games. A little recap of all the college football games, and now we can get into all the NFL games that happen because there's a list of NFL games, the reactions and predictions that we get into.
Oh yeah.
But we'll start off with the Thanksgiving slate that happened this past Thursday. All the games were really exciting to watch, and that's been my first time being invested in all three games. And there's always something to take out of it. But we'll start with the first game. The Packers defeat the Lions 31-24. For the most part, basically, the Green Bay Packers took control for this game for the most part. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunities where the Lions could take advantage and stuff like that. But it's usually be like Dan Campbell going for him on fourth down, them not getting, or there'll be a drop or stuff like that happen. And also having Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's like injured, he's going to miss like a couple of weeks. That's not going to help them. Yeah. And so tough loss for the Lions, and I can't believe to say it, but there might be a chance they might miss the playoffs, with how they're playing, which I'm rooting for them because we're like right down near Detroit, basically.
What up, though?
Yeah, I'm about to say. So, I'm hoping the Lions can pull it off. They got a good game happening this tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But tough loss for the Lions. See how they fix it, and hopefully they can turn around. But as for Packers, really good game plan. I'm about to say Jordan Love looked really good out there. He had 4 touchdowns. Didn't really get sacked as much. Josh Jacobs ran the ball. And they had a mix of wide receivers to catch the ball. So Packers look really good, control most of the game, and they're on a crash course with the Bears. This team is going to be the leader in that division. So it was a really good, entertaining game. I know you watched all 3 games. What was your reaction towards that game?
Well, I was in the kitchen throwing down, so
she threw down.
But coming in and out and just watching it, I felt like every time I was in there, I felt like Lions were getting dominated, and then when they did have the ball, when I would come in there, they on 4th down and going for it every time. Like sometimes just take that 3 and come back next time and try to get the 7, but at least put some points on the board. It's hard to come out of so many possessions empty-handed. Like get the 3 sometimes. I feel like Dan Campbell, he only know one way, where sometimes that could hurt you in the end. I get it. You got the confidence and you want to do it, but if it's not working at some point, and they know you're gonna go for 4th down, so they gonna plan for that. So I feel like sometimes it's just like a pride thing, like he not gonna do it. And even when they lost the playoffs, he was like, I would do it again. Like no, take the 3. Sometimes you gotta just step down and take it. So like you said, tough loss for the Lions. I don't know where, and they got a lot of injuries. I can't see them making it too far from here, but
well, I feel like they have the offense to still compete with teams. It's just their defense is shaky, and then losing Amon-Ra St. Brown is like tough to see. So we'll have to see, but they're still talented. They're the type of team that could just win, go on a winning streak, and win multiple games still. And also, like I said, I'm gonna say we live like right by Detroit, and I love Detroit, so I'm kind of real for them. So whenever they do good, I'm kind of happy about that. So credit for the Packers for winning and continuing to make their plans with one of the best teams in the NFC, and for the Lions, they're looking to bounce back, especially this Thursday, tomorrow, and come out with more wins to keep their playoffs hopes alive. So next game, we got the Chiefs losing to the Cowboys, 31-28.
Woohoo!
This is another entertaining game. I was saying how I wanted both teams to lose. I wanted both of them to tie. To be honest, but it's someone had to win, but Cowboys pulled it out. Dak Prescott, he looked pretty. I know he threw an interception and won the game, but for the most part, I think he played really good out there. I mean, he might have missed passes, but overall, he did really good. Javonte Williams ran the ball, and then CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were all dynamite. They are both really good receivers, especially George Pickens. He has at least 1,000 yards this season, and he's going to be a free agent, and I think he's going to get that money from somewhere this year. So, and we traded him to the Cowboys, and look at us and look at them now. So look at him now. Man. So it's not good. It's not a good situation for us, but credit to him. He's been balling out with them and looking like one of the best players in the NFL. So, and defense did enough. Defense did what they can to hold the Chiefs to get some slip-ups, and credit for the Cowboys for pulling out the win. And as for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, I'm not even going to say he didn't have a bad game. He had 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So I'll say he played good. Had more than 250 yards, so he played good. Rashee Rice was good. Had like 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he was good out there. And then Kareem Hunt, he was kind of like a little bit of a bowling ball, but really ran. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of little stuff that's costing the Chiefs games and stuff like that.
I say they have it seemed like a lot of drop balls and just missed cues and, Kelsey, stuff with Kelsey that used to be solid. Those mistakes didn't happen. So that's one of the things I think is hurting. Just that little bit of offness is hurting them.
Yeah, and they're in a threat of losing. I'm about to say also not being the playoffs. Like, if you would tell me that the Ravens, the Lions, and the Chiefs will not had a chance to not make the playoffs, I wouldn't have believed you at all.
Right.
That's just how weird the crazy season has been. But hey, Chiefs got to fix it up, Cowboys their thing. And what was your reaction when you watched this game?
Yeah, I was just happy because, I don't like the Chiefs at all. So, I mean, Cowboys, they seem like a different team than what I saw in the beginning of the season. I'm like, where did this team come from? And, you would think with them losing Michael Parsons, I thought, it was downhill from there. But they done gelled together and got their receivers in, taking some weight off of CeeDee Lamb with Pickens and defense stepping up a little bit. It looked like a whole different team. So, I mean, they rolling. And I feel like, the tragic loss of their teammate, I feel like that solidified a different bond. They just playing different. It just seemed different since then, So, I feel like it's going to be a tough team to beat. I feel like they coming together each week, getting a little better. So
yeah, they're on a hot streak, and potentially if they beat the Lions and win some more games, they could be in the playoffs. Which is crazy. But if they do make the playoffs, I just want to see them lose again.
You'll never hear the end of it from Cowboy fans. We them boys.
Yeah. I'm about to say that's true. But like I said, if they do make the playoffs, whoever they do face, I think they're going to lose. It's like that.
Yeah, they do it. Yeah.
Because I remember the one year when they faced the Packers. I'm about to say I think it was 2 years ago, and I told you in the front room I was like, the Cowboys are going to lose. That was where I looked at my phone. They were down 21-0. I was like, I knew it. I was right.
Yeah, they do get shaky in the playoffs.
Yeah. So and it's just funny. It's just funny every time they lose. So if they do make the playoffs, I run against them because I want to see them lose again, just because. So. Hey, but credit for Cowboys getting a good win, and Chiefs got to step it up and play better because they got a tough game this Sunday Night Football. So we'll see what happens. And I know you've been excited about talking about this last game on Thanksgiving. The Bengals defeat the Ravens 32-14.
Who they?
I knew you were going to be excited talking about this game. Joe Burrow. His first game back from injury in the past few weeks. And I know that he's through had a lot, 24 or 46 isn't the highest percentage, but he did enough for them to win. Chase Brown was able to run the ball. Jamar Chase, they had T. Higgins not playing, but he's back this week, and Jamar Chase looked really good there. The defense did better than this is probably the best I've seen the defense play for the Bengals a whole entire year. I think it might be the best they played within the past 2 years, and I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So that was really good, and I can't believe in the AFC the North has been so trash that the Bengals might have a chance to take the division.
We're going to try. So. Yeah, our defense, even against when we played y'all about 3 weeks ago, I feel like that was kind of our turning point. We didn't win that game, but mostly because I don't know, our offense just couldn't get it together. And then the next week after that got a little better. And then this week, everybody was hitting. A lot of our starters are out, and I think that's what's helping us. Like Trey Hendrickson out, Shamar Stewart out, Cam Taylor-Britt out, which is, you would think our defense would be worse, but it's getting better. So I feel like just that those new people coming in, they got more fire, more grit, and they holding it down right now. So.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. We got a caller real quick, so give me 1 second. We got a caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, my name is Sean from Cincinnati. I'm calling to say that the Bengals are going to lose every game, and I might switch to Pittsburgh. I know we won one game, but I think that'd be it.
Oh, okay. Hey, well, I'm gonna say if that does happen, I'll start to laugh.
I think this is a spam call.
But that's all I had to say. Goodbye.
Goodbye, bye, Sean. Bye.
That was spam.
That might be spam. Well,
It might have been AI.
Yeah, it might be. Well, hey, Sean, thanks for calling in from Cincinnati, rooting against the Bengals. So, hey, that's how some people are.
But yeah, the Ravens.
funny.
I don't know. They I always wonder. So they got Henry. They'll run him for a little bit and then sit him down. Is it because he get tired? Why don't they run him more? Because you can't stop him. But then they kind of run him for a little bit, sit him down. Like, how come they don't stay with it?
I think it's just John Harbaugh's system. They run the ball, and then when they do passing plays, they switch them out and put a shiftier running back. Because Derrick Henry, you can pass it, but he's more like a bruising running back. He's not able to make like abs like.
Yeah, I know he had a lot of drops and stuff too.
Yeah, but when you say it's drops, I was about to say when it comes to like a running back, I'm about to say their running backs are more like running backs that are like slash wide receivers, and Derrick Henry is just like a running back who just like mostly like runs with the ball.
But just give it to him and let him run.
I mean, yeah, I'm about to say that's what they should. Even for passing, I'll pass it to him, give it to him. But I think it's just John Harbaugh, his system. If it was me, I'll keep him out there for all the game, even for pass plays.
They probably are against y'all next week.
I hope not. But I feel like it's just the thing where if they're passing the ball, they'll throw it to dudes like Keaton Mitchell or Rasheem Ali, just like smaller, quicker running backs that are faster than Derrick Henry. And so that's why they have them. That's why he's out the game sometimes, just because of that. But I feel like I'll still put him in regardless for like passing plays because he's that good that he could just run with the football. Like he had one catch for 44 yards. I was about to say he only had a catch and came out to 44 yards. So I feel like if the Ravens miss the playoffs, I feel like John Harbaugh will get fired and they'll replace him with another head coach possibly, and they'll try to use Derrick Henry more within the offense as a whole. So that's kind of why they sub him in and out, basically because of that.
Okay.
So, but I would keep Derrick Henry in for all the time.
Oh, yeah. All the time. Because
he's too, because you need like 2 or 3 people just to tackle him.
Yeah.
And to stop him. And so, I don't know. That's me, but we'll see what happens, though. Anything can happen. And
good win, Bengals.
Yeah. Sean didn't like that call, so he just had to say that. So, we'll get back. Actually, I'll talk about one more game, and then I'll take a break. Real quick. The last game I'll talk about for now until we take a quick break. The Bears upset the Eagles 24-15. I don't think anyone predicted this to happen in Philly. I don't think anyone predicted this to happen. But this season has been so crazy. I said this might be my most favorite season of all time because I've never seen where I've been that invested in the Thursday night games, the Sunday like 9 o'clock afternoon, 4:25 evening, and Monday night football. Like literally, this is my first time ever in my life where I've ever been invested like this. I don't know if it's going to ever happen again, so I make sure to appreciate each week because you don't know anything that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, like I said, a game like this, the Bears defeating the Eagles, they literally ran the football all over the Eagles, which you would not expect at all with this team to do. I mean, they do got good running back, but you wouldn't expect this Bears team to easily run the football as good as they did against the Eagles. But credit to them. Caleb Williams, he did his job. I mean, he had interception, 17-36. They had the highest percentage, but he did what he can. But it was mostly their run game. Kyle Monangai had 22 carries for 130 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift had 18 carries for 125 yards and a touchdown. So that's like 6 yards and 7 yards a carry. And this is nothing that the Eagles could do to stop them. And I think that's like the most rushing yards they've allowed, I think they said, since like 1973.
Wow.
So, and the fact to do it in Philly, that's really impressive. So, shout out to the Bears, who are the number 1 seed in the NFC.
That's crazy.
That sounds crazy. I told you. I said this has been absolutely. I would never believe you if you were told me the Bears were the number 1 seed.
I didn't think last year. I didn't think they'd be the number 1 seed, but I knew they'd be good because Caleb Williams was good last year. He just didn't have a line, you know. So they had that possibility. And then with the Eagles, I feel like they just not with they same offense, you know. Jalen Hurts isn't rushing. Saquon Barkley isn't getting yards. I think what did they have? Saquon had 56 yards. Jalen had 31. Where Brown kept crying for the ball, he got 130, but you're not winning. So, you know, if rushing is making you win, that's your offense. You need to stick to it. Trying to make him appease him is kind of bringing, I think, that whole talk about they don't pass enough, but they were winning with rushing. They should have just stuck with that plan. And now I feel like it's just so much discord in the team. It's hard to battle back. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. And I feel like I'm about to say Saquon Barkley, you might have fallen off. I'm not going to lie. I think he might have fallen off after, because he ran for like 2,000 yards last year. That's a lot of rushing and stuff like that. So maybe the wear and tear has gotten to his body. He's not rushing as much as he used to, or not getting as many yards as he used to last year or in the years past. So that could be a situation. But I don't know. The crowd wasn't happy. I was about to say, that crowd wasn't happy. They were booing all over.
they never happy.
Philly fans are never happy, but in this game, they especially weren't happy for sure.
Oh yeah.
So hey, if the Eagles like disappoint this season, there's a term called Super Bowl hangover, and they'll most definitely be the team with the most Super Bowl hangover.
Oh yeah.
Of all the teams. So we'll see what happens, but credit for the Bears to getting a really good win and staying number 1 seed. As for the Eagles, they're looking to bounce back. They still got a chance to win the NFC North. I think they're 2 games over for the NFC North, but if they lose their games, they'll still make the playoffs, but you want to have complete control of the division and the conference overall. So good win for the Bears and tough loss for the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, we're going to take a quick little 5-10 minute break, and we will be right back with the Vibin JJ show. So don't go anywhere. And we are back on the Vibin JJ show. So we took a little 5-minute break, but we're going to get back to the sun on these slate of games, and now we're going to get into the Sunday slate of games. And the next game that's on this, man, this is very, very bad, but the Bills dominate the Steelers 26-7. As you can hear in my voice, I'm not thrilled to talk about this game, but gotta talk about it. That was...
You got no words.
Yeah, I got no words. I guess I'll just start off with the game. So first, I'm gonna say first half, they were keeping it close. The Steelers were doing enough to keep it close and play solid enough defense on the Bills to keep a lead. Josh Allen, he threw an interception. James Cook had a fumble, and so they had chances at the first half to go up more, but the offense couldn't really do anything at all against this Bills defense. And Aaron Rodgers couldn't really throw them much and everything like that. So it was just not so good. And but they did go up. So we were up 7-3 at halftime when it was. And so watching the game and everything, I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to say we got something right here. And then immediately, like right at the first play of the game, Aaron Rodgers was like throwing it, trying to find someone, and then he got sacked super hard and hit from the back, and the show pass, and then fumble, and Bills returned it for a touchdown, and so he was bleeding, his nose was bleeding, everything like that. He just looked old with that bandage on his nose all bloody and stuff like that. And so they were, and when the Bills, I'm about to say, we came back down after the Bills scored on that fumble, we came back and Mason Rudolph came out. I'm like, oh no. Mason Rudolph, every time I see Mason Rudolph, I just put my hands on my head because I'm like, oh no, why is he here? So man, he came in, he was 0-3, and then when he threw the ball, he threw an interception, and he came out the game. I was like, I don't want to see Mason Rudolph again. I can't. And so they scored again, and then we couldn't score anymore after that. I mean, we looked really bad, and we couldn't do anything against the Bills. I mean, in the past, whenever we face the Bills, he always gets dominated, but to do it, the fact this was at home, to do it like this, it was super bad. I mean, the defense, it was the most amount of rushing yards that the Steelers have allowed in the same were like since 1975. Ooh. So, and ironically, it was against the Bills in 1975.
Oh, wow.
So, and it was exactly 50 years ago.
Wow.
So that's very ironic. But literally, it was so. My dad was saying how this might be the most embarrassing thing in the season. After seeing all that and like literally everything, yeah, I think that might be one of the most embarrassing losses that we've had. I haven't really felt this embarrassed ever since we lost to, it was Ben Roethlisberger's last year, and we faced the Bengals, and we kept. Do you remember that game when we got like dominated? It was like 44 to like 7.
That sounds familiar.
It was when I'm about to say you and that one dude were dancing and stuff like every single time you scored. That's probably the most embarrassed that I felt since that game, watching the game on Sunday. Bills, and they didn't really do anything when Josh Allen didn't really throw. They just basically ran the ball and ran the same play. Like literally. James Cook had 32 carried for 144 yards. Their backup, Ray Davis, had only 44 rushing yards throughout the whole entire 11 games. And now his total went up to 106. He had 62 yards. So in this one game, he had 62 yards. And throughout the past 11 games, he just had 44 yards before that. When they said that on the radio, in the commentary, they said that he had 44 yards all year and he had 62, that I almost walked up and walked off. I'm like, bro.
And that's crazy. I mean, since y'all the highest paid defense, to allow that many points is crazy.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see y'all offense struggling because y'all don't have a bunch of offense, but defense gotta step up, you know, if nothing else. And especially they getting paid that high. Everybody frustrated. The crowd frustrated. I heard they booed on the Renegade and fire Tomlin, all these talks.
Yeah.
It's a tough time for us to be a Steeler fan right now.
Yeah, and so, and then if you're, I'm about to say Tony Romo, I was about to say, if you're in a situation where you're 6'7", 6'7", 6'8", I'm about to say tight ends. Oh wait, we got another color. Give me 1 second. Hello, caller.
Yes, I have a quick question.
Okay.
I see you have a guest on your show today, but for them to be kind of commenting on Pittsburgh Steelers when their record is horrible, I don't really think that's right. But you guys are doing such a phenomenal job. But you know, when somebody's record is 1-3-12, you know.
I can recognize poor performance. I have experience, so y'all have poor performance right now.
Okay, that's all I got to say. I'm listening to the show. I'm enjoying everything, but when I heard the Bengal fans is getting all excited, laughing, and
I'm just stating facts.
And we still in the division, you know, I didn't really understand.
I'm just stating the facts. I'm a neutral commentator.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys doing a good job. But have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.
That's fine. Shout to my dad. Thanks, Dad. But yeah, you can't be commenting. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, Tony Romo was talking about Darnell Washington being the best option. If Tony Romo was saying our 6'7", 6'8" tight end as the best player on our team, that's how you know it's not good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm about to say the rest of this season. And we signed Adam Thielen. He's 35 years old. He just got released from the Vikings, and we signed him. So it's just everything that I don't care. I'm gonna say all the wins and the losses. I just throw my hands up. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's like y'all put all y'all money in defense, but no offense. Y'all never are bad enough to get a great quarterback pick. You pick up these stray quarterbacks, and the one pick y'all did have kind of a better pick didn't work out. So, and then you spend all your money in, like I said, in defense. And it's just the opposite of the Bengals. We spend all our money in offense and no defense. You got to get both, Yeah. And I know y'all have always been a defensive team, but y'all going to have to look at, new coordinators, new offense, new, you can't just rely on your defense all the time because sometimes defense ain't going to stand up like last week. And you got to have that offense to kind of compensate. So it was a chippy game, though. It was a good game. Lots of hits, and I think the Bills wanted it more. So
yeah, and they're running the same plays. And then after the game, Aaron Rodgers was saying commenting, and he was saying if I call the route, run the right route, and stuff like that. Just saying players need to show up the film, and so it's just a frustrating time. And then you got Ben Roethlisberger, James Harrison calling out, saying it might be time for Mike Tomlin to go, which I feel like it might be time for him to go because I feel like he's a good head coach, but the message sometimes doesn't message. He's messaging a lot, so we'll I don't know. Like I said, for the rest of the season, I just throw my hands up. We win. Oh my God. If we win, I throw my hands up. We lose, I throw my hands up. I don't know. Face the Ravens, could be the number 1 seed. Throw my hands up. That's how that's all I gotta say. And so I don't want to talk about the series anymore. I'll get more in a ranting mood. I'll talk about the other games. Let's see. What's the next game we got? We got the Texans defeating the Colts. The Texans beat the Colts 20-16, and for most of this game, who wants to start off? I'll start off with talking about. I guess I'll talk about I'm about to say because there's a lot of good storylines with both of these teams. So I want to talk about. I'll talk about the Texans. C.J. Stroud came back for the game, and he did solid out there. He did his job. I mean, he had an interception, no touchdown, but he did just enough for them to win the game. And the Texans, Bailey was, I'm going to say, I mean, you have William Marks, and then you got Nico Collins, who had 98 yards. The offense did a thing, but it was mostly their defense. The Texans had the best defense in the NFL. They had Josh. They sacked Josh Allen 8 or 9 times last week. So literally, Texas had the best defense in the NFL. If they had the Buffalo Bills, well, I mean they were up and down. Buffalo Bills are up and down. If they had the who's off? If they had the Cowboys offense, they'll be up there. They had 2 or just 1 loss right now. That's how good their defense has been. So credit for the Texans to win, and they're right there for the AFC South Division lead, which is crazy to say, because you wouldn't have thought that weeks ago. Because the Colts were 8-1 and looking at the top, one of the top teams, but can win for Texans. And as for the Colts, what a fall from grace. Because after starting at 8-1, looking like the hottest team right now, Jonathan Taylor, they're saying that he could be an MVP candidate. And Daniel Jones, he's on fire. Now it's a situation where, they've been ever since the Sears game. I feel like teams have kind of been figuring out how to play the Colts, and they've been starting to struggle more. And so, I don't know. Colts, they got to fix their problems, because if not, it's not going to look good. They face the Jaguars this upcoming weekend. So, if the Colts don't get this fixed, they might be in the position where they'll lose the AFC division, South Division and stuff. And so, they need to continue to win games in order to stay atop of there and do their best. So we'll see what happens from that. Do you have any reaction towards this game?
No, I just same. Texans defense is crazy. So getting at the quarterback, putting that pressure, definitely makes a difference. And I mean, when Jones, where was he at? New York before this? Yeah, when he got pressure, he didn't do that great. So
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of just playing him the same way. So if you can get to him, then definitely rattle his gears a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, true. And if they don't running the football with Jonathan Taylor, they can't really win that much. So, but I feel like they can bounce back. But a tough loss for the Colts and looking to bounce back. The next game, we got 3 more games to talk about. The 49ers and Browns. The only reason I can talk about that is to talk about how in regards to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, 60-25, 149, a touchdown. I wouldn't say he played like bad, but he didn't play like that as the best. There's times where he like held the ball too long.
You got to get rid of that ball.
Yeah,
throw it out.
Yeah, or he like or like missed some throws and stuff like that. Which I mean, he's still a rookie, so he has stuff like that. But it's not like he did like absolutely terrible. He didn't like throw like 4 interceptions like the Vikings quarterback who plays super bad. So yeah, he didn't really have like a bad game. He did what he could with the situation that he had. They get a chance. They'll have a good chance this weekend because the Browns face. Who do they face? They face the Titans this Sunday. So Shedeur Sanders has a chance to have a good game because the Titans are very bad. So Shedeur Sanders has a chance to do solid to good in that game. And 49ers, they handle business and 9-4 and going to make the playoffs and do it good. But when you seen Shedeur Sanders, what's your reaction to him? How do you think he looked?
Yeah, just you could tell, new quarterback, rookie quarterback, trying to stand in there and make that miraculous throw. But that takes time, so you can't, I know he did it in college, but NFL is way different. So just not standing in that pocket, taking those sacks, one, because you can get hurt. 2, I mean, he did get hurt for a minute. Was that the last game or the one before that? And Gabriel was about to come in, but he ended up coming back in.
It was this game.
Okay, but so just stop standing in there taking, like I said, I think he's so pressed to get that big throw so he can keep his spot. But losing yards, taking those big sacks, that's not going to get the right attention you need. So he just got just maturing and realizing when to get rid of it, when to run. But that'll come with time if he get more, keep playing the rest of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, he has a chance to bounce back this upcoming Sunday when they face the Titans. Since their defense isn't really that good and their offense isn't really doing nothing. So we got a chance to play some good football. But yeah, this is great on Shedeur Sanders, and 49ers handle business and continue to make a playoff push. The next game was probably also the upset, probably maybe the upset of the week. The Panthers defeated the Los Angeles Rams 31-24. This Panthers team has been so up and down. One minute they'll lose like very bad, and the next minute they're being like the Rams and some other good teams. So I don't know. They're such a weird team. I can't really like grade them and everything like that. Like one game, Panthers would look good. Bryce Young had like 440-something yards against them. And then when he played the 49ers, he didn't do good. And then this game, he had like 3 touchdowns against a good Rams defense. So this team is so up and down. I don't know how to feel about them. They're doing what they can right now. I'm with Jalen Coker, Tedero McMillan, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowd. So they got something in there. Defense has been playing really better than last year and stuff like that. So Panthers got a big win in Carolina. I did not expect this to happen at all. But literally, you really can't tell I can't tell who's like the best team.
Yeah, because, the Rams, if you catch them on an off day, anybody can lose. So, Stafford, he threw 2 interceptions, which, that's 2, points on the board. So, you can't give up interceptions against nobody. Those little mistakes, they make the difference. So, I don't think the Panthers are like up there like trying to go. I can't see them a playoff run or anything, but the Rams definitely got to tighten up with those interceptions, and just playing more solid football like they know what to do. So.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, they lucky it was as close as it was because
Right.
those 2 interceptions could have been a blowout. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the Rams, they just got to bounce back from this one. Matthew Stafford, he had an MVP race, like basically unlocked for the most part. But after this game, it's not up for discussion. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah.
Rams are still a good team. They still got good offense and defense, so they should be able to bounce back. But Rams got to fix it. And Panthers, good win for the Panthers, and they're looking to claim the NFC South. So good win for them. And then the last game that we can talk about, because I know you watched this game basically from start to finish. The Broncos barely escaped the Commanders, 27-26.
That game was crazy.
I was gonna say, people were saying like this is one of the best games of the year. It was that good. The Broncos, they survived this one. There's been a lot of games where they played out of competition, but I feel like the Broncos, like looking at the highlights, looking at the stats, they like were doing where they can. I was about saying, when it comes to like the defense, I wouldn't even say they were playing like bad like that. It's just Marcus Mariota was literally like doing whatever he can to make sure they won that game.
Yeah, he played hard.
Yeah, and so like I said, I didn't really like watch the game until like the fourth quarter, and then went to overtime. I fell asleep and then woke back up, and I saw it was like 3 minutes in the Commander score. And so, the Broncos, they got an important win. They're 10-2 now. They're like up there for the number 1 or 2 seed. They're gonna make the playoffs, even if you lose. I don't think it's possible to lose all the rest of the game, but even if they lose the rest of their games, they still make the playoffs with 10 wins. So
yeah, they always coming back like fourth quarter and last minute wins. I was mad about the Commanders in overtime. They won the coin toss and decided to kick. I don't understand that. I would rather take the ball, score, and put the pressure on the other team to score. So they kicked it to the Broncos. Broncos score, and now Commanders are on the fence. They gotta score and go for the 2. You know what I mean? Where you should have put that pressure on the other team. So I think that was a bad call. Even the referee, when they called it, he said like, "You want to kick it?" Like it was looking like what? I feel like it would have been better for them to take the ball and make the Broncos try to catch up.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe they're thinking like they can get a stop at home to 3 points and then they can come down and win the game, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but hey, it looked like a really good game. I was about to say, what's his name? I'm trying to think what his name was. Traylon Burks made probably the catch of the year at that touchdown.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. I was about to say that was like Odom Beckham Jr. type catch, but
I could watch that like 10 times.
It's literally Traylon. About he caught the ball with like the tip of the football with his fingers and caught it for a touchdown. I'm like, no, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Good catch, but Broncos escaped the Commanders and they're looking to stay at top of one of the top teams in the AFC. Mm-hmm. So those are all the games that happened this past weekend, and now we'll get into these predictions. So first big game tomorrow. I'll be looking forward to this one. The Cowboys face the Lions. Cowboys are coming off a good win against the Chiefs. Lions coming off a loss against the Packers. So I feel like this is going to be a really tight matchup.
Oh, yeah.
If I had to say I'm rooting for the Lions, I'll pick the Lions to win that game.
I still stick with it. I think the Cowboys have stepped up since everything that happened with the team. They bonding together. I think they stay on their run, and I think they pull it out against the Lions. Even though I would rather the Lions win, but
yeah. Plus, I'm about to say every time I see Jerry Jones will sit out, always I laughing. That was always a good thing. Next game. I don't even know how I feel about this game. The Steelers face the Ravens. Both teams are 6-6. Whoever wins this is a big game. Whoever wins this is going to be the number 1 seed.
And both of y'all lost last week, so it's going to be rough.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just putting my hands up. If we win, we win. We lose, we lose. Like I said, I'm just putting my hands up. That's my direction. Who you're going to win? If you had to say like no Steelers by who you think will win this game?
I'm rolling with the Steelers because I need the Ravens to lose because they're in our division.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason why I'm rooting for y'all. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tough to beat them at home because, like I said, they had that loss at home last week, so they gonna be fired up this week. So I know y'all usually play the Ravens good, so it's like 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think anyone knows. Like I said, I'm just throwing my hands up. We'll see what happens in that game. It's almost like after that Bills game, you kind of just want them to like take back at the same time. They're right there for number 1 seed, so it's like I'm conflicted. I don't know. Like if the Ravens were like 10-2 and we were 6-6, I would say we should just lose all the games. But since both teams are 6-6, I just throw my hands up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, 50-50.
So we'll see what happens. Next game, I know you'll be looking forward to this one. The Bengals face the Bills in Buffalo. This should be a really good game. And I'm not gonna lie, I think the Bengals will win this game.
Hey, you already know who I'm rolling with. All day, baby.
I'm about to say I'm not rooting for your guys, but if I had to give a guess, I'll think the Bengals are gonna win.
Deep down, you want a Bengals fan.
No, I don't. No, I want to be like Sean. I hope you guys lose every game. But no, I'm about to say the Bengals are playing like really. They play really good against the Ravens.
As long as our defense show up. Joe Burrow don't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We got this.
Mm-hmm. So they've been on a roll, doing their thing. Bills got a really solid win. I feel like since the Bengals got Joe Burrow back, I feel like they can win that game. It can be either team can win, to be honest, but I think
we usually play them pretty good. So
yeah. So if I had to say, I'm not rooting for your guys, but I think the Bengals will probably win that game.
Okay.
If I had to say, next game, Colts versus Jaguars. Both are 8-4, and they're battling to see who's going to be the 1 seed in the AFC South. So that's a really big game. If I had to pick, I'm going with the Colts.
Ooh, I'm going with the Jags.
Are you going with the Jags?
Oh, yeah.
It's so up and down, though. I can't really choose them.
Yeah. I mean, they play hard. Like you said, they're both 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Jags play a little harder than the Colts. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it is going to be a good game. So I'm excited to see how it all transpires. But got the Colts. You got the Broncos. I mean, the Jaguars. This also, there's a lot of important games.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears play the Packers. I think this will determine who will be the number 1 seed in the NFC North. Now, this game, who you got first, and then I'll go after.
I got the Packers. They playing at home. I feel like with the crowd, I mean, the Bears used to playing in the cold, but not, Green Bay cold. I feel like.
But I feel like it's about the same because the Bears, that's like right near the water.
I know.
I mean, I feel like it's like
Green Bay is a different kind of cold, though. I don't know.
I feel like it's like they're used to, plus they play there all the time, so I feel like they're used to that.
We'll see. I got the Packers, though.
Packers?
Yeah.
I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the Bears.
Okay.
I'm about to say they've been winning. I don't know. Now they've been rolling. I just think with Ben Johnson, I'm about to say taking his shirt off. That's going to give him the motivation to see him take his shirt off again. So, I think I got
Maybe Tomlin should take his shirt off.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
that would be crazy. I'd be like, he did that? That's wild.
That's just joking.
So, hey, maybe that'll motivate him. I don't know. We'll see, though.
Yeah, that'll be a good game, though.
Next game. This will also be a good game. There's a lot of good games. Sunday Night Football, the Texans face the Chiefs. Oh, that's going to be a really good game. That's going to be tight all the way. I feel like it's going to be a defensive battle. I'll go with the Chiefs because this is like the last chance they have. Because if they lose this game, I think it's over for them. Yeah. So this is like the last chance of them like doing anything. I think the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs win this game.
All right, I'm going opposite. I got the Texans. Mm-hmm. I think their defense is going to get to Mahomes as long as they don't do nothing extra where they get penalties like roughing the passer. Solid defense, especially with their problems on offense. I think the Texans are going to pull it out.
I can see that happening, especially with the Texans having the best defense in the NFL. Yeah. So I can see that happening and them stopping Kansas City. But given
C.J. Stroud just can't have any turnovers.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
interceptions.
Because that's what kills.
Just coming back, yeah.
See, that's what kills their teams. Whenever you turn the ball over against the Chiefs, they always struggle. But that should be a really close game. I'm excited to see that one. And then last game, the Eagles faced the Chargers. I think it said that Justin Herbert is playing, but I think he said that he hurt his hand. I don't think it's a throwing hand. I think it's his left hand, but to that effect. But I'll say I'll go with the Eagles for a bounce back win.
Okay, I got the Eagles too.
Got the Eagles too?
Yeah. They're going to turn around. I feel like I don't know, they're going to make the adjustments. I feel like they ain't going to keep losing. So
yeah.
Jalen Hurts knows how to win. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. So that's all the NFL talk. And since I said we were going to talk about basketball, I'll just say two things real quick. The Detroit Pistons are doing good. I know you don't watch basketball, but I think the Detroit Pistons are the number 1 seed in the Eastern. Yeah, they're the number 1 seed. Yeah, 17-4. They're number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. How you feel about the Pistons doing good? Because they haven't been good like this since Chauncey Billups and when they won the finals and made it to the championship.
It's exciting. It's been a long time coming. I know they've been working trying to get this team together. So, I mean, especially that 1 year where they didn't win a game at all for the longest. So, I mean, they've really been trying to battle back, turn it around a little bit. Last year got a little better, and just the pieces had to come together. So, I'm happy for them. I can't wait to see them. Yeah,
and like I said, every time the Detroit teams do good, I root for them. Because like I said, we're basically right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to say near Detroit, so I always root for them. So, and it's a good city, so I love Detroit. So, it's good to see them winning. And then the last thing, it was a development that happened today. The Clippers just released Chris Paul.
I saw that. That's sad. Why ain't they let him finish?
I'm like, that's dirty.
That's so wrong. I could have let him finish. He already said this is his last year. You just going well, just get your stuff.
That's crazy. And I'm about saying
that's cold.
I'm about saying that's basically when Chris Paul has had the most success on the Clippers when he was playing on his prime. So they did him. Yeah, they did him dirty like they did Blake Griffin. So, and they think releasing Chris Paul is going to solve all their problems, but they still suck. They're 5-16. Yeah. So I mean, that ain't going to change nothing at all. So
like I said, it's a business. They when they don't want you, they going to leave. So separate from you. So. Yeah. Got to get it while you can.
Yeah, but that's just, I'm going to say, that is
dirty, though.
That's super dirty, I'm going to say, especially since this is Chris Paul's last season. So, done dirty. That's why Clippers going to lose all their games. So, but if they do really bad, that's the dangerous for the NBA, because I think they said the Oklahoma City Thunder, who only has just one loss, they're 21-1. They both.
I said 1 loss is crazy.
Yeah, they're 21-1 on a 13-game win streak. They have the Clippers and the Jazz first round picks, and both of those picks are in the top 10. Ooh. So they'll be 21-1 and have 2 top 10 picks. I was about to say it's basically the Warriors all over again.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, people are putting the faith in the universe with James Harden, hoping that he can step them up so that the Thunder. There are even reports that some general managers are scared because the Thunder have 2 top 10 picks. But I mean, the Thunder did it the right way. They have so many first round picks in trade, and they basically started from being trash to now where they are now, training players to get picks, and they've done the absolute right way. And so you can't blame them for being this good and having all these draft picks. So that shows how good the development is and how they're going to be stacked for the future. So, that's the show for today. I'm gonna say thank you, Mama, for hopping on for the show today. It's a pleasure having you on there. And is there any last message that you want to say before?
I just want to say hooray.
No one likes that. No one likes that. Is there anything else?
Who they think they're gonna beat the? Oh no, that's it.
That's it. Okay. All right. And then as we always finish, we're gonna finish with the dad joke of the day. So the dad joke of the day reads like this. When the mouse called 911 from behind the refrigerator, what did they say on the phone? Meet me in the trap. You get it? You get it. All right, cool. And this is the Vibin with JJ show. Have a good day.